Hi everyone, I'm back. So I have a clean face. I just got out of the shower. I've already applied some moisturizer just because my skin's really dry and I like to do that right away immediately out of the shower. I'm going to go ahead now with the Argan Face Serum. I got this in an ipsy bag. This is apricot and rose hip. It's hydrating and replenishing, and I'm going to apply that to my face. So I'll be right back. You know what's funny about that oil? I completely forgot that it's so liquidy. So I poured it out on my hand and it poured right off. So that was funny. I went ahead and I patted that in because I read online that it's better to pat in your serums or your moisturizers. I don't really with my moisturizer. I wish I was a little bit more diligent about that. So I just went and patted it all on. And now I'm just going to wait a few minutes and then I'm going to use the Sensitive Plus Daily Safe BB SPF 30 cream. So I got this also in my ipsy bag. Love you. Love you too, Sade. That was my daughter. This is Dr. G. It's Daily Safe BB SPF 30 broad spectrum sunscreen. So we will try that out in a few minutes. And I'm just going to use my fingers with that, guys. Okay, so I went and squirted a little amount out on my hands. And I'm just going to apply this. I haven't used this yet. I couldn't find the shade, but I'm assuming that it's probably skin adjusting. So far so good. I don't want like a heavy coverage or anything. I like my freckles to show underneath of my foundation. So far so good. It's not drying. Seems pretty good. I'm sure you can apply this other ways than just your hands, but I find my hands, I can warm the product in and really work that into my skin so I can see how it's developing. And the nice thing about BB creams is they are so light, so you don't have to worry. This one's actually got a fair good coverage. It's pretty good so far. I like the look of it. I'm not seeing it in my pores. Maybe a little bit on my dry patches because I have very dry skin on my nose. So the sides of my nose, I can see it in the dry patches. But other than that, I really like it. So if you have dry skin, I wouldn't necessarily suggest this one. I have exfoliated in the shower. I moisturized and I use serum. So I'm not as big of a fan on the dry parts of my face. So the nose and around the nose. But other than that, it's pretty good, guys. All right, I will be right back. I have to go change my daughter. So even though the Sensitive Daily Safe BB cream is extremely drying on my face, I could easily wash it back off, but it's my day off again. So I'm just gonna go ahead with the Maybelline Fit Me 15 in Fair, and I'm just gonna apply it. Hopefully if my face gets oilier throughout the day, it won't be too bad. I have really dry skin, guys, and sometimes my skin's amazing, and then other times a lot of things react to it. So it's very hard to find products that don't stick on dry spots and like flaky areas. If anybody knows of any good moisturizing products, especially in the winter, I refrain from using powders just because my nose, my forehead, and my chin tend to show where all the dry patches are. So I just try to avoid it. Now, I haven't been getting much sleep lately. I've switched my schedule up a little bit, so my skin's probably acting out. And the weather has gone from kind of chilly to really humid. And it happened pretty quickly, so my skin is also acting out. Okay, thank you Maybelline Fit Me for not being too dry. So I'm going to apply that to my eyelids too. I'm not doing anything heavy today, just like a normal everyday makeup again. I did have an acne spot right here. It's a little dry area. I don't know if you guys can see that because of the lighting not being the greatest. But I just want a light coverage, especially since I'm dry. I haven't really been coloring my eyebrows in as much lately. I don't know if it's because my hair color has lightened so much in the summer that the colors that I've been using have been pretty dark and harsh. So what I'm going to do is try to find a color today that isn't so dark. So we will see. I'm going to search for that and then I'll be right back, guys. So I pillaged through some old palettes that I had, and a long time ago I went on Amazon and typed in a like an eyeshadow palette, and I got this palette sent to me that has all these tones. It was just like a warmed toned palette, and it has 2 sections. Some of the pigments are pretty good, some not as much. So I'm gonna go in with this shade that I saw. It's matte, it's not shimmery, and it's kind of like a mustardy yellow, like as gold as I can get to my hair. And I'm gonna try doing that today, guys. So what I'll do is I'll speed up that video and let's hope that that shade works out for me. So cross your fingers. I'm not gonna use any waxes. I'm just gonna do straight up powder today, just because I've been feeling harsh, maybe because my skin's so dry. So I'll just dip that in with I've got just a regular eyeshadow pencil with a nice edge to it. It's a little bit thicker, it's not that thin, and I'm gonna just go in and I'm gonna do my brows. So I'm quite happy with that shade. I bought the Rimmel Match Perfection Skin Tone Adapting Concealer a long time ago in 125 Fair. It's a 2-in-1 concealer highlighter, and it was really drying on my skin. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna apply that to my eyelids as an eyeshadow base, and we will go from there. I haven't tried it as an eyeshadow base yet, but because it did not settle nicely into my dry patches, it's been sitting in my drawer. So I'm gonna give it one more go. I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me in 130 Buff Beige, and I'm just going to set my lids nowhere else because my face is not liking me today. And I'm just going to powder this one. This 130 is a bit darker than my skin tone, but when I wear foundation, it doesn't seem to be that much of a problem. I'm sure in the winter I won't be able to use it. I do dull down my chin sometimes, so I don't like highlighting that area and making it jut out more, so I'm sure I'll just be using that shade, and I'll have to switch all my products in the winter time. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm just gonna pick out a shadow color, and then we will figure that out, guys. So the same palette that I got off of Amazon that I used on my eyebrows, I'm gonna go in with this one shade. This was the shade that I used on my eyebrows. I'm gonna go in with a shade kind of off center of it. It's like a yellowy gold near this peach, and I'm just gonna use my finger to apply it. I'm gonna use my ring finger and rub it in because I don't know the fallout in these or what it would be. I'll probably go in with a brush after. I just kind of want to start out with my finger just to really see what happens, if I like it or not. Obviously I need to use a brush when it comes to getting it into all those areas by my corner of my eye, but as of right now I'm just working that in. So my brother brought in hold on, I'm gonna tell you guys this right in a second. Just getting a fluffy blender brush. I don't know who this is by. This is by INSPR. I must have got it in my Ipsy bag. And I'm going to dip into that shade and work that in. So when I was in the shower today, oh, I must have had black on my finger, guys. When I was in the shower today, I noticed on a bar of soap. Now, I had a bar of soap from when I got my tattoo, just like an unscented bar soap, which I should have thrown out because I don't even use it. So it's just kind of sitting there. I don't know what it's sitting there for, or who knows. So I looked down at the bar soap today, and there was bird poo on it. So I'm guessing my brother has been showering with the bird, which is kind of funny. I mean, they are your family members and they are your pets, and I do love this English budgie, but I don't know if I want to shower with him. So I'm just working this up kind of on my hooded part of my eye, not like the eyelid and then the hood, like just above that, in back and forth motions, just to really make sure like what I did with my finger and everything is kind of blended nicely. I'm gonna go ahead right now and put that under my eyes too. I came home one day because I do live with my brother. And I heard my brother talking, and he was in the shower, and I started laughing because I was like, my brother doesn't normally have anybody over ever, so he's pretty introverted. And I thought, oh my gosh. And you know what it was? It was the bird. He was talking to the bird. He had the bird in the shower. I haven't done it yet. You can get suction cups that suction to the side of your tub so your bird doesn't get soaked, but we just have a thing on the side that lets the that you hold all your products in. So it's got all these levels, and the bird just hangs it on there, and he obviously shat on the bar soap. What can you do? Okay, so I'm just gonna go in with the shade that's near it. I'm gonna go in with this shade. It's kind of like a warmer brown, but with like a hint of orange in it, and with the same actually, I'm gonna do this one, guys. Yeah, that's the one I said. The same blending brush, I'm just gonna pop that just into the corners of my eyes. I don't want to do anything crazy. I was thinking about taking my daughter to Ripley's Aquarium, which is in Toronto. I have holidays coming up next week, so I thought that would be kind of fun for something for her and I to do. And I was gonna ask her grandma, she was coming over today. This is my ex's mom. If she'd like to go with us. Just because sometimes the mother-in-laws get left out of things, and I thought she might like to go. So we will see. And if I do go, I might film it for you guys, part of it, so you can see. I want to experiment with doing different things on my channel and letting you guys in on my life. So maybe that will be a good idea for you guys to be part of. So I'm pretty happy with this. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna decide if I want to do liner or not. So I'll be right back. So in that same palette, which I just typed in like a warm eyeshadow palette into Amazon, I think. I'm gonna go in with this color right here. It's kind of like a brick red, and I'm just gonna use a really tapered brush, just an eyeliner brush. This is called Silk Line. I probably got it from Avon, and I'm gonna dip it in. I don't know how it's gonna work, but we'll try, and I'll just pat it onto my eyes. Oh, okay. I haven't used this palette in a while. You know, it's always pleasantly surprising when you order something online. I mean, some people wouldn't because they're against animal cruelty, and I completely understand. I haven't switched over to all vegan products. It's not that I don't feel guilty. I just have this palette. I'm gonna use it. So I'm just working that eyeliner in to the top of my eye in short little strokes. Oh, I like this shade. Where have you been? Why have I not used you? You're beautiful. Oh, I love it. It's been a while. It's nice when you kind of rediscover old products that you haven't used in a while and try them out again. I can't make any promises on the longevity of this product. This eyeshadow that I'm using, but I don't really care today because we're just going to the park and we're not doing too much, so I don't need it to stay all day long in 30-degree weather. Alright, so that's the eyeliner. I think it looks pretty good. It's my eyes, kind of like a sunset. Looks pretty nice. I don't think I'm gonna do it underneath And I think today I'm just going to go in with that brown mascara I bought. And see how that works. So, I'll be right back, guys. Hey, I was looking at my eyeshadow palette, and there's a number right here, guys. P120 number 4. So you might be able to put that into Amazon and find this particular palette. So I'm going to go in with the Fiber Supersize by CoverGirl and see if I like it again. It's been a while since I used it, and I will let you guys know what I think afterwards. Well, I'm definitely giving that Supersizer Fibers by CoverGirl a big thumbs up. If you have fine lashes, I'm just dipping in, guys, again to that original shade that I use as the eyeliner, which is this shade right here. And I'm just going to go under my eyes because I feel like they need a little something. That mascara worked really well. I was pleasantly surprised. It's been a while since I used it. But I just want like soft eyes today, so I think just brown will be nice. It's nice to have a nice brown mascara, especially for those days that you're feeling harsh, and because my skin is dry, I don't want to do anything too crazy. So I'm just going to pick a blush out. Because my skin is dry, I'm going to go in with the Joe Fresh brand, and I'm going to go in with Peach Dream and the blush stick. I haven't powdered my face at all today, guys, just because I'm really dry, and I've told you this numerous times. I'm just working this in with my finger. I'm not too worried about working that in with a brush. I just want to heat it up. I don't want it sticking in any flaky dry patches today. If you guys hear a vehicle going by, I don't know what's going on. It's auto parts, so they must be picking up a vehicle or something next to it. Okay, that's not too bad. I do like blush. Just gonna apply a little bit more on this side. It's a lot pinker than the eyeshadow that I'm wearing. But I want my skin to glow, so I might put a little powder on top of it. Actually, let's try this. I have the Maybelline Dream Bouncy Blush, and it's in a darker peach. This is Candy Coral. I think I bought this and I wasn't a huge fan because it's really hard to work with, but I'll just dip my finger in that to warm it up a bit. It's kind of got a mousse consistency, so it's a bit weird to work with, and I never really knew how to work with it. If anybody has any suggestions, I'm just going to apply that underneath the apple of my cheek, almost as if it was like a contour, a blush contour, and I'm using my ring finger to work that in, and just kind of working that in better. That's better. It's got a little bit more orange, so it ties in with the eyeshadow a bit nicer. You guys probably think I'm a blush fanatic, but let me tell you, blushes don't last long on my face. Sometimes they do, and then sometimes they don't. And I do like that look. I just always have, where you have really kind of natural glowing cheeks. Okay, so this product you do have to be careful with because it can be chunky. I can see why it was probably on sale, but it's actually not too bad. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright, I've had this product for a while. This is the Hard Candy Glow. It's just a face and body for a luminous spotlight effect. And this is doll faced, and it's the body and face illuminator. And I'm just gonna apply that to the tops of my cheeks. I don't know. It's been a while since I used that, so I'm just going to use a little dab. I think sticking to cream products today is my best bet, especially if everything's flaking in my skin. I have to stay away from powders. So it's got a fairly nice glow. Sometimes I can apply the powder on top of the cream if I'm feeling like that area of my face isn't too dry. But that BB cream did not like me today. Okay, that's pretty. It's got a nice sheen to it. I don't mind it. I am going to still apply the Anastasia on top. I'm going to probably go in with my favorite. Well, actually, I'm going to go in with, I think, Daydream today with just a blending brush. And I'll just kind of go right on that top part of my cheekbone in circular motions. Just for that extra glow. Fake it to make it, guys. Especially when you're got dry skin. So I'm just going to kind of bring that up into the top part of my face. And with my finger, I'm just going to dip into Forever Lit. And I'm going to pop that into the inner corners of my eyes. And just really work that in, heat it up into the corner just to bring emphasis to the corner of my eyes. I might get a blending brush right here and I'll put into Forever Lit, and I might just pop it onto the top a little bit and use my finger to kind of blend that in a little bit more. Just under as a under highlighter. Okay. I'm not really happy with my eyes right this second, guys. So I'm going to take the Pixie by Petra Silky Eye Pen in black, and I'm just going to pop that into the center part in my lash line and work that in. I'm just kind of like wiggling it back and forth into that lash line, just in the center part of my eye. Hold on a second, my daughter's crying. Okay, back to where I was. Sorry, my daughter hurt herself. Not badly, just in a dramatic 4-year-old way. So I'm just doing that in the center, just like a little area, like kind of the whole length of the colored part of my iris. I'm just working that in. This might be all mind over matter, guys, and maybe it does nothing, but to me it does something. It's in my head, so I'm just kind of wiggling that back and forth in that center area. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then I'm going to apply my lipstick. I'm just going to go in with Burt's Bees today. And the Burt's Bees product I'm going to use is Zinnia. I think I've used this before. I'm just going to keep it simple today. So apply that balm all over my lips. And work that in. I'm going for hydration here today, guys. Especially since it's so dry in my skin. So here we go. This is the final look. You guys never get to see me with my hair all done up. But the makeup looks pretty good. My cheeks are glowing. I'm going to work a little bit of that in. My eyes look great. I am not happy with the sides of my nose with that product. I don't know if you guys can see it separating on the sides of my nose, but that's no big deal. So I hope you guys like the look. I will see you guys next time. Bye!